Hello guys! In today's video we are doing another episode review. However, this one is going to be a little bit different than my previous one. In my previous episode review I said what I think was the worst episode of Toujama, aka Sunday Muddy Sunday. However, this time I'm doing the reverse. Today I will say what I think is the best episode of Toujama, and this episode is no other than DodgeBrawl. This is the best episode of Toujama ever on my opinion, and now I will tell you why. Hope you enjoy it and let's get right into it. So, the reason why I consider this episode to be the best is because everything about it is simply perfect on my opinion. The pacing, the story and the elimination and everything was perfect. I always enjoy a story about a losing team winning for once in a sport game. This is one of the best episode themes on my opinion. And this episode represents it perfectly. This episode is a typical game of dodgeball. I'm sure we've all played it as kids. The killer bees are in bad position because they lost the last two challenges. And they also eliminated Eva, which is bad since she was one of the team's strongest members. The screaming gophers are determined to win. But because of Noah being Noah, he starts out reading a book and he decides to keep this way for the entire episode. The dodgeball challenge begins, but the killer bees doesn't have luck in the first two rounds, and unfortunately they loses. Harold is being the target because he was the reason why the team didn't sleep well the last night, and also because he's an annoying nerd. Meanwhile on the gophers, Owen is being an unbeatable winning machine. Courtney gets an idea to wake up Duncan, since he can be helpful. After this the killer bees begins to win the challenge, thanks to Duncan's support. Heather becomes angry that the gophers began to lose for no reason, but she also smells like there's a date between Lindsay and Tyler, and she goes to disrupt it. After this the final round begins. Both teams are basically equal, however all of them gets wiped out, and the final round becomes Owen vs Harold. And seemingly Owen is going to win for the gophers again because he's strong, meanwhile Harold is kind of weak. However, then it turns out that Harold has some pretty good skills. And finally, Harold wins for the killer bees, their biggest win ever. The gophers lost the challenge and now it's time for them to decide who goes home. And in the end Noah goes home, because he didn't help his team and he was only annoying them with his sarcastic comments, and because he was overall annoying. So yeah, that's the episode, and it was awesome. This episode perfectly shows what I love about Toujama. The challenge was interesting, the story was great and the pacing was perfect. Everything about this episode is perfect. The story about a losing team winning for once is always great on my opinion. It's a sign of hope and shows that no matter how weak you are, you can always become strong. I also love the fact that this episode showed clips of Tyler and Lindsay, because they are one of my favorite Toujama couples. The chemistry between them is just awesome, and they are a very sweet couple. Also, this episode is basically Noah's biggest role in Island. And yeah, what can I say? In Island, Noah was actually kind of an annoying character to me, but in the Redonkulous race he truly got a development, and that was great. But in this season, he definitely wasn't that great, but still was okay. But what I love about this episode the most is the fact that there was a setup for everything. The killer bees losing and then winning, and the gophers losing for once, and also Noah being annoying, and there are clips of Lindsay and Tyler as I already said. This episode was simply perfect and I absolutely loved it. But for now, what is your favorite episode of Toujama? You can comment down below. Have a nice day, night, bye.